Okay, how's everyone doing? Uh, I wanted to give my quick thoughts about the situation here. If you guys probably don't know what this video is about by the title, um, this whole rant and I best and also expectations is about yesterday's announcement of a Knights of the Old Republic remake being announced for I think 2022 or 2023 that's coming out for the PS5. And for those of you who have played the original game before or fans of the original game, you know how big of a news that is. All right, you know how big of an impact that will make on the Star Wars franchise because that's a beloved game. That's a fan favorite. That will get people money. Now, of course, when it comes, the unfortunate thing we have to basically deal with on a constant basis when it comes to modern day video game development is whether or not we're going to get politics in our game, or it's going to be handled by someone who has to blatantly talk about their politics. And what I mean is by that is that there's supposedly BioWare, who made the original Knights of the Old Republic, is coming in to do the remake. And there has been news surfacing that they hired a writer, a certain writer by the name of San Mags, to come in and write the story for the remake. And you guys are probably wondering, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, San Mags is a I guess in a term to describe her is an SJW. And I have information here from Data Racer at Twitter. I can't put it up on the video on this video here because I didn't have time to set up the Elgato. I don't want to have to go through the whole stuff about that, and I want to avoid doing that until I get like a USB hub where I don't have to worry about going all a bunch of wires just going into my laptop here. So here's what Data Racer at Twitter said about the KOTOR remake writer. BioWare has hired San Mags to rewrite Knights of the Old Republic. Mags is an SJW activist that hates male Star Wars fans and constantly mocks the fan base, telling them to die mad about it. She was asked about her favorite Star Wars game in 2019 and said not KOTOR, which is strange considering the fact that KOTOR didn't come out in 2019. All right. I think what she meant to say. In fact, the only Star Wars game that came out in 2019 was Fallen Order. That game was pretty good. It wasn't the best, but it was a pretty good game. Now, unfortunately, seems to be a constant, or sorry, not constant, a normal thing in video game development, especially with a company like BioWare. But I don't understand why is it that they hire someone who has no passion, no creativity, and no love for the franchise to come in and write for something, especially someone who has vehemently said she hates Star Wars. And it comes under to about specific things on some that theories I have about why video game companies decide to do this. Okay? And I've jotted down to possibly three things. One is that the so-called SJW feminist writers or video game developers are not as talented as they think, and the only reason why they get hired to do these projects is most likely they're sleeping with the superiors, or they're sleeping with people who have connections in the company, and that way they're able, by selling their body, they'll be able to get higher up because they know for a fact Star Wars, not Star Wars movies, but like products like merchandise, toys, action figures, but most importantly, Star Wars video games sell very well. In fact, they sell better than the actual movies themselves. So they know that's where the money in the make. So if they want to become a part of that, they make more money. So that's why they tend to they may sell their body to come in and uh, basically infiltrate and destroy. My second theory, and I think it's the more logical one, is that BioWare is just run by a bunch of stupid left-leaning people who also have no creativity. And the thing is, it's a constant thing, okay? Left-leaning liberals don't have creativity. Because to have creativity, the best way to have creativity is to go back into your childhood, okay? This is why a bunch of people who always criticize people like me, like I'm in my mid-20s and I still play video games. A lot of people who think, oh, that's childish, that being a child, why don't you grow up? They have this elitist mentality that they're better than me in the way of stature because they don't play video games or they grow out of children's stuff. But the problem is that it's people like me who are still attached to the children's stuff, who have the creativity, who go into these industries in order to create good products for a younger generation. All right? So, and I think that's why, a lot of these companies tend to hire people who have no creativity, who think alike, because it's not about whether or not they like it. It's about having someone who think exactly like you in an elitist status. And the third theory is I don't think she believes what she's saying, that she hates Star Wars. I think this is more of a ploy. The thing is about today's society, and when it comes to like social media and the outside world, when it comes to connections, is you have to agree with left-leaning policies or you're basically done. You have to do that or you're basically going to not get anywhere in life. So you have to spout nonsense that you probably don't even agree with. You probably don't even know. And basically push that out in the ether on social media to make it say, hey, look guys, I'm one of you. So please don't cancel me, because the unfortunate thing is that, social media is in the hands of lunatics who use it as a weapon to basically silence people they don't like. And it's run by, and the platforms are run by people who think exactly like that. That's why I don't have a Twitter page. I don't have a Twitter account. I don't have a Facebook account. I don't have an Instagram account. It's not that I'm not just afraid of getting canceled. Okay? I just don't, but the main issue is after all what's happening, I don't see the use in Twitter. Twitter is just a heaping pile of garbage, and it's mostly just for an echo chamber for left-leaning lunatics. I don't want to become part of that. That's why I only say the only form of social media account that I have is for business. All right? That's why I only have a LinkedIn account and give people access, basically put my business email out there strictly for saying, if you want to do business with me, this is how you contact me. I'm not here for comments. I'm not here to do interviews. I'm not here to answer into any politics whatsoever, because I'm not engaging in lunatics who apparently have no life whatsoever, who are glued to the screen, wasting their time looking up someone's information so they can go and harass them, when they could be using that time playing KOTOR. To sum this all up, I think what's happening is that it's way too early to see whether or not the KOTOR remake is going to do very badly. I doubt it. I think this is just someone who sees a lot of fanboys going, who are like smiling, who are like so gleamy about this, and they're like, wow, because KOTOR is a fan favorite. They always wanted to have a remake of something like that. And then of course you got a whole bunch of people like Sam Maggs here who wants to basically, it's kind of like, oh, you build a sandcastle. You're so happy and proud of your work, and they can't. And you have people like Sam Maggs who can't stand the fact that that she's miserable because she can't achieve anything in her life, and she has to see you miserable just to make herself feel good. So she says, "Oh, by the way, you're a bunch of dweller Star Wars boys. I'm in charge of the writing for KOTOR. I'm gonna fucking ruin it to high heaven, so you guys will never ever enjoy Star Wars ever again. But we need you to buy our game, you bigot." And for as far as we know, she may not even have a big of a role. She may just be in charge of proofreading it. Hell, she may not even be the lead writer for it. I guarantee you, but before the end of this year, we'll probably won't even hear about KOTOR for the next few days. Because if this is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, unless BioWare plans on putting this on PC, no one's going to be able to buy it. And I don't know if this game doesn't do too well, BioWare. I know I made a bit of well, actually, I didn't post this video on the site. I actually made a comment about it, but I basically told them saying games like Anthem didn't do too well, and I thought at that point BioWare was on life support. If it didn't do too well, it was going to close. I don't know how much money BioWare gets, but if they can't even sell KOTOR to make money, they might as well just close up shop. Because the Mass Effect HD collection, despite its sales, is not being well received, and people are just not enjoying it as they would enjoy it. So I want people. So Sam Maggs, if you ever watch this video, you need to understand this, okay? Your success is built on how well the game does. If you honestly think that insulting the customer base, or thinking that your own hatred for things that boys like is going to get you far in life, you're delusional. All right? Because here's the thing. I don't care if the game succeeds or fails, because you know what? My life is going to go on. I'm still going to have a job, okay? And you know what? That just means $60 I won't have to pay, and I can divert those funds into another game. However, if the game fails, you may not have a job at BioWare anymore. They may have to lay you off because they have to make up the revenue. So if I were you, I would think you would need to look and saying is this going to help? Is making these comments going to help me in the long run when it comes to the success of this product? Or is inputting my personal and political beliefs in a game in hopes that other people are going to buy it going to help succeed? Because I don't know if you know this, Miss Maggs, but not everyone shares the same opinions as you. And you're kind of delusional to think how many people who think like you actually go and buy the game. All right? The majority of people who buy games, they don't have $60 or $70 lying next to them ready to go. That money is basically what depends on whether or not they're able to have a roof over their head. I don't need to get it. My life will go on without it. I'm still hopeful that this game does succeed, and I hope you manage to either look past this, or you have little to no input in the game. But if I were you, I would take a long time, go play the original, see what kind of stuff you're working with, because I guarantee you'll probably have a good time, you'll probably get an understanding, and then you'll be much more happy to work on these projects. So guys, that's all I really want to talk about. I just wanted to put this out because I've been hearing rumors that saying that this KOTOR thing, I didn't know if it was because of the movie they were planning or the game, but then I found out it was the game, and I'm really hoping that's not true, and I'm really hoping this game succeeds. I'm really hoping Sam Maggs is just not believing what she's saying, and we're able to get a good product for from a well-established Star Wars fan base. So guys, without further ado, I hope y'all enjoy your weekend. Please stay safe, and just let's make Star Wars great again.